Hi everyone, it's Susie and Jamie. We are here. We're hoping we can see your chat. I'm going to pull us up on Facebook.
Oh, I can do mine too.
Hello. I'm so happy to be meditating with everybody. You happy? So happy to be joining together. So let us know when you're here, where you're watching from, and that way I can also see if the chat is going to roll through. Hopefully it's going to roll through. I really like seeing everybody's comments. So as everyone is joining, give you a sneak peek. We're going to continue talking about relationships during this time of quarantine, relationships during this time of self-sheltering, relationships while we're all hunkered down and hunkered in. We're in, small spaces with each other. And so I really want to talk about relationships and using this time of quarantine to really create more intimate relationships. And even if you are going through this quarantine living alone, I know that we're all doing Zoom calls, we're all doing Zoom chats and different kinds of online meetings. And this is really a time that can either sever us and create more distance between each other, and a lot of anxiety and stress can get projected onto each other, or this can be a time that really creates a deeper bond and deeper connection and deeper intimacy between each other. And my husband is smiling, so he must have something to say.
I'm sorry, I just with all the challenges I had with the internet this weekend, it's like I got a watch party going. So
oh, you have a watch party going. That's fantastic. This was really interesting. Jamie was doing a Live at 5 concert, and he was having so much challenge getting online. And as synchronicity would happen, simultaneously I'm in the other room and I'm watching a video of Dr. Shafali's, and she's saying that, oh my gosh, I've been trying to get on Zoom for 30 minutes. And so her talk was all about that. You were having challenge. And I don't know, I typically have the feeling of we're so lucky to have technology anyway. Sometimes takes a minute. But anyway, we're happy to have you. And actually what Jamie was going through is a great way to start today, where we're talking about relationships, because he was getting really upset, understandably so, because he had promoted this concert and he's a generous giver, and he wanted to make sure that he was there in time, on time, to give this great concert. And so he was getting progressively more and more upset, sending me SOS texts, and I run back there into the studio. But really, I had so much compassion for him, because this really speaks to relationships and exactly what I'm talking about. Because as I'm going to speak for you, and you can correct me if I'm inaccurate, but later what he was saying, why he got so upset, is he was really ultimately, first he was upset at the Facebook technology, and he's projecting all of his upset outwardly. But really, when we were talking later, he was holding a lot of misbeliefs and a lot of judgments against himself. And because he has high expectations of himself and doesn't give himself a lot of space to just know that things happen and mistakes happen, and it's not a reflection on him, and it has nothing to do with him not being enough, but because he had that whole tangle going on, the upset spews out. Right?
Well, it was also that I was doing a benefit,
right,
for one young woman who was a teen of mine, who's in her early 30s, and they stopped treatment. She was diagnosed with cancer years ago and has been a really positive force surrounding it. But they ended treatment on Friday, and I heard that, and it touched me, because I didn't have a concert planned this weekend, and I'm like, I want to do something for you. I want to raise some money for you. And so I went into that like, oh, look at your failing Megan now. So I decided to do it yesterday. And then I got to yesterday and I was having a challenge with it yesterday. And did I end up using your computer? No, I ended up using my phone yesterday to do the concert. So I was able to do it.
But do you hear? This is where I want everyone to hear. And while we're working through relationships, I want you to be really thinking about a relationship or this kind of upset that's happened in your life, so you can take what we're working with and really use it for yourself. So what you just said was so important. Your thought was that you were failing her miserably, and that you were failing miserably. And then underneath that, so you see, it's I'm failing her miserably. I'm failing miserably. Underneath that, I'm a failure. And when we hold those deep beliefs, I'm a failure, they come out as, MF, God, GT, they come out spewing upset. And really, why I always say, really look at those moments. They're your gold at the end of the rainbow, because when you do, you see, oh, I'm holding a belief about myself that says I'm a failure. It's why it's so important to hold the mirror back to ourselves and take the time to really explore what beliefs are you holding against yourself, because there's no way, if you find yourself spewing or projecting or in upset about someone else, there's no way that's happening except that you are holding something really limiting and inaccurate and untruthful about yourself. There's no way, because if you're thinking all is well, I'm okay, I'm connected to a greater source that has infinite solutions here, and I'm whole, and I'm connected to something greater, and who I am is loved and cherished and adored. If you're thinking those kind of thoughts, you're not going to get upset. And so it's what he did was so powerful, and that's what we're really encouraging everyone to do. Not stay at the level of the upset, and not stay at the level of the story, and not stay at the level of the physical outer situation and circumstance that's happening with you, but sever that, disconnect from that, because the tangle that you're in is inside of you. And when he began to untangle that, and we were talking, and he's even speaking right now, and I listen, I'm attuned to hearing my own misbeliefs about myself. Therefore, I'm attuned to hearing when someone else is sharing a misbelief about themselves. And I heard him say, it jumped out at me. If you go back and listen to this, you'll hear he's sharing about he really wanted to do this concert. She has cancer. Our hearts are going out to her. But he said, I'm failing Megan. I'm a failure, So this is what we want to do during this meditation time today. Really be willing to put that mirror up to yourself. Hold yourself in innocence. Because if you're upset with someone else and that's coming out in a stressful way, in a frustrated way, full of anxiety, then we rarely have the compassion to sit with ourselves and go, okay, in a very compassionate way, what must I be thinking about myself if I'm projecting all of this upset onto someone else? So the journey is to turn within and to look beneath the beliefs, underneath, and you will get to a core belief where it's something to do with you are not enough. You are separate from your good. You are nervous or scared about the future. On to the past, crucifying yourself, unforgiveness. There will be something there that is telling you you are not whole. You are not a child of the Most High. You are not connected to a benevolent universe, benevolent source, infinite source. And that's what we're doing today. Good?
Kelly Sorensen's on.
Callie.
And Michael Gott had
We
joined.
love you guys. So, okay, we're all collectively right now willing to look at whatever we're projecting outwardly and just allow this music and allow this song to be the bridge into our own hearts.
There's a man boy in a bucket in the backyard under the sun. He's got his head down looking in the water just to see what he'll find. It won't take too long till he's off to search for somebody else. I'm gonna pay close attention to the moments to see for myself. I'm not waiting for the time to be right. I'm gonna give that girl like I wanted for myself. I can't go back to where I've never been. There's always a choice, I'm choosing him. I'm so happy with my baby boy, and my wife, she bring me love and joy. I'm so grateful, grateful, I am so grateful, grateful. Now there's a woman in my bed with a past that it's not mine, but I know where she's been, and I realize we got together for a reason, and I just can't run away like I did in the past. Now I made a commitment to stay. I'm not waiting for the time to be right. I'm gonna give that girl my life like I've never known myself. Go back to where I've never been. There's always a choice, I'm choosing them. I'm so happy with my baby boy, and my wife, she bring me love and joy. I'm so grateful, grateful, I am so grateful, grateful. Won't you help me to be the man you intended to see? I've fallen down for so long, now I stand in your grace. I know that you are the spark in my step and light on my face. I am so grateful, grateful, I am so grateful. I am so grateful, grateful, I am so grateful, grateful, sing it with me now, grateful, grateful, I am so grateful, grateful for what's in front of you, grateful, grateful for what's behind you. Grateful, grateful, get a little bit grateful, grateful, I am so grateful, I'm grateful, so grateful.
So we just allow that to move us into our own heart, to take these next few moments to become aware of any way in our relationships. And this could be a relationship with the media, relationship with your finance, relationship with your children, relationship with your spouse, relationship with anything in your outer life. Relationship with this time of quarantine, relationship with the coronavirus, any outer relationship, we're just taking moments to be willing to hold a mirror up to ourselves and ask, what is it reflecting about our relationship with ourself? We're looking underneath the surface. What beliefs might I be holding about myself, about this universe, about God, spirit, however you want to language that? That is limited. That is untrue. As you begin to become aware of beliefs, limiting beliefs, misbeliefs, as you become aware, are you willing to see the fault, the faultiness of the misbelief, and be willing to see yourself in a more truthful light? We were talking last week about addictions. Are you willing to recognize, become aware, the only addiction is to a thought? And are you aware to become sober to any addiction you have to thinking about yourself in a limited way, or thinking about life, thinking about God, spirit, the universe, any thoughts of limited nature? Are you willing to sever those beliefs in favor of alignment with the truth, so that the next time you have a misbelief, a limited belief, the next time you become aware, you have a higher truth, a higher vibration that will literally lift up your energy into that higher vibration, and that is the spiritual practice. The awareness of your lower limited belief is only step one, because it can still keep you in that vibration. Are you willing to see yourself as you truly are? So now we move in these next few moments. Are you willing to see yourself as whole, as connected to a benevolent source that is infinite, that is for you, that is supporting you? That is your foundation. Are you willing to know that you are cherished? Your life is important. Your life matters. You matter. You are important. Are you willing to see yourself as whole, cherished, loved, treasured, adored, beautiful, important? Who are you truly, beyond where you came from? And what are your gifts? Can you free those gifts? That you are a giver of those gifts today. Make a pact with yourself, a tryst with yourself, a commitment to yourself, an intention with yourself to see yourself, to hold yourself in the highest light today, over and over and over and over again. Are you willing
Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Peace is calling me. Peace is calling me. Peace is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Patience is calling me. Patience is calling me. Patience is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Faith is calling me. Faith keeps calling me. Faith is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Love is calling me. Love keeps calling me. Love is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Feels like I'm walking on marbles. Can't still the earth beneath my feet. Is my head in the clouds, my naked legs left dangling. I can feel my heart begin to pound. Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. 'Cause God is calling me, and life keeps calling me, and love is calling me, and I'm grateful like I've never been before.
With your heart wide open, listen. What is calling you? Is the truth about yourself that is calling you today, deep within you. The truth. What is the truth that is calling you today, that wants to be more fully self-expressed, wants to be more expressed? Just listen. And are you willing to let go of any of the smaller ways you've seen yourself in order to rise up into what's calling you? Are you willing to let that go? Are you willing to rise up? To the degree that you're willing to let the old go is to the degree that you will rise up. And then whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes and write in the chat box what it is that you're willing to rise up into today, so we all can see. Whenever you're ready, just gently open your eyes. Sometimes it's so hard to open my eyes at the end when I go to such a deep, deep, deep place. So, what is it? You know, when I had my eyes closed, I'll share this while you all are writing in the chat box. Jamie can read what you guys are willing to leave with. You know, I obviously known Jamie for a very long time. So I know that cycle of I'm a failure, I'm not good enough, you know, that tangle of beliefs that can come up. And I think that can be so powerful for us to take with us today, that we all have a little tangle that can come up. But are you willing not to live in that tangle? And are you willing to really take the time to unravel it so that you can create, every time you're willing to say that's not accurate, I'm going to rise up into something that's more truthful and honest about who I am. It raises your vibration, and therefore it changes the neural pathways in your brain chemistry. And when you stay down with those beliefs and just allow yourself to recycle them over and over, you're keeping those neural pathways in place in your brain. You're keeping yourself down, so to speak. So you have to be willing not only to be aware of what your patterns are, but to untangle that. And sometimes the untangling is like a really fine piece of, you know, gold chain. It's sometimes I had to walk 5 miles yesterday to untangle one of my tangles. Sometimes it takes a minute to really untangle, but every time you do, you create new neural pathways in your brain. And I can tell you, I'm a different individual than I was not only yesterday, but 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I'm different. I don't go to the same tangles. It keeps up leveling and up leveling and up leveling. So anything that you want to
Karen
share?
Mitchell says, I'm willing to rise up into fearlessness.
Yeah, excellent. Willing to rise up into fearlessness. Beautiful.
Thank you, Karen Mitchell. Brilliant singer-songwriter, good friend of mine.
And Deep D is saying, letting go of primitive stories and rising up into limitless potential. Rising up, and that's so beautiful. Rising up into fearlessness, rising up into limitless potential. Kathy is saying, rising up into her truth. Hi, Tony. Hi, Kathy.
Callie says, rise up to truth and trust the process.
Oh, I love that, Callie. To rise up into truth and trust the process. That no matter what it is that we're seeing around us, that there is a higher process. There's a higher truth. And the more of us that individually are willing to rise up and to trust that higher process, and then collectively rise up together, is how we will literally co-create a new world. So beautiful.
Andy Green joined. Mindy Vanderford joined.
Tony is saying, I rise up to wholeness and inspiration. I love that, because when you rise up into that inspiration within yourself, then you're going to be contagious around you today, because it's so attractive to be around inspirational people.
Yeah.
You know, that's great. And inspire, that's wonderful. Deep D is saying she loves the analogy of the knots in a delicate chain, because sometimes they're so embedded and ingrained within our consciousness that the tangle is just almost becomes part of that chain, and you think it is the chain, and it's not always easy, you know, to unravel it. But when you do, that the gold is the alchemical process, right? The gold is yours. Anyone else leaving with anything today? What are you leaving with, Mike? Lovely love.
You know, I just witnessed those beliefs that that have been part of my life for so long. And I think, like you always remind me, it's not whether they come up, it's what we do with them. And it's not that they come up, it's that we begin to witness them and begin to recognize, oh, now that's not the truth of who I am. So my rising up is still in the process of witnessing. Some things I've gotten better at, other things I haven't gotten so good at. The plague of beating myself up, like going online, not being able to get online. I'm failing Megan. I'm failing myself. I'm a failure kind of thing that comes up. But it's like you reflect back to me, and I mean that's the beautiful thing about our relationship and our partnership for so long. And I haven't always been able to hear it because a lot of times my armor comes up and it's like, you see me, but my armor comes up and it's like, you can't see me. And it's like, but you're seeing me and you're trying to get me to witness myself and to recognize that I'm looking at an old belief. An old belief is coming forward, but my armor is so thick.
Well, it's like Deep D is saying about my analogy with the chain. It's like that you think the knot is there and it's so ingrained in you that you don't even see the knot. You just think you are the knot.
Yeah.
So what you're saying about the witnessing process is so important because we need that, and that's why doing this together is so powerful, because it's a time of turning away and turning within and being willing to see, oh, I'm not that. I've held it for so long, I think I am that.
Right.
But God, the universe, spirit, however you want to language it, you are ingrained in a conditioned belief system rather than what your God-given nature is.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what we'll know for Jamie until we come back on Wednesday. I know you want to read something, but I want everybody to just know this for and about you, and maybe you could receive this from everyone, is that we all have those ways that we think we are something. It's so close to us that we get mired in it, and we think we are it. So everybody, until Wednesday, we hope that you can really see that is not you. I know you're dying to read some.
Well, you wanted me to do comments. So Mindy Vanderford saying, embracing radical forgiveness, letting go of the past, embracing the present moment, and knowing that each day unfolds perfectly.
Yeah, and that's kind of in alignment. Thank you, Mindy. That's so in alignment with what we were saying, is the ability to forgive ourselves and the willingness to forgive ourselves when we get all tangled up and mired, Yeah.
Michael Torfey joined us too.
Hi, Michael Torfey.
If he's still on. Hi, Michael Torfey.
Welcome. So happy to have you guys. All right. Anything else that anyone is leaving with? Nancy is saying, so glad to have come across this.
Nancy Schreiber.
Yeah. So nice to have you, Nancy. Patience is calling Nancy. So Nancy is leaving with patience. Excellent. We think we are the knot.
Yeah.
It's been there for so long, you just, we're not, you are not your knots, You are not
your knots.
You're not your knots, you're not your tangles.
That's awesome. Good one.
Oh my goodness. All right, everyone, you have this meditation. You can go back to it over and over and over again until Wednesday. We're right here again, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. We're meditating together. We got music. Maybe Jamie will sing us out.
I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. Grateful you all joined us. I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. Zoe, I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. Love you, Karen Mitchell. I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm so grateful I'm alive. Let that be your mantra today. Thank you all.
I'm so grateful I'm alive. Thank you all for joining us.
Woo!
Until Wednesday, stay healthy, stay well, stay connected. We love you guys.